Get ready for the most amazing March Madness bracket video you've ever seen, involving Google Sheets, involving Microsoft Excel, involving predicting the games, involving everything. We're going to talk about the entry bracket. We're going to talk about the AI bracket simulator. We're going to talk about the master scoring bracket. If you're running a March Madness pool and you got to gather everybody's entries and put them in somewhere to score it, that's what you're purchasing here. And then we're going to talk about the algorithm, which tries to predict the games right before they start, taking into account everything, including the injury report. So, in summary, up at the top, because this is going to be kind of a long video, if you're interested in these products, they're $35, and you get all of them. You get the Google Sheet, you get the master bracket, you get the AI entry bracket, and I'll send you updates with the algorithm as we go for the tournament. So think about it that way. So follow the link, go buy it if you want it. It's pretty awesome. Now let's talk about how to use it and why you should buy it. So this is a Google Sheet, and this is the Google Sheet version of the entry bracket. And I would suggest that everybody uses this version. I haven't done an Excel entry bracket yet, even though I probably end up doing one. But this is, I'll be doing one eventually, but this is the best thing to use. So the Google Sheet bracket is great. You can send this link to somebody. This one, you can view this, but you need to, you need to make a copy of this file. And then save it on your own drive to start saving your own bracket, and then share it back with the person who's running the tournament. That's the way to do this, is to take a copy of this. Now, it's really cool. So there's a bunch of playing games first. These are these games in blue. Notre Dame is playing Rutgers, for example. You have to choose. Now, those games are going to happen before the actual big tournament starts. So I always wonder, do you wait until those are done? Do you give everybody those as a win? You got to fill them in, because in order to get this thing done, you have to fill them all in. Now, I'm not going to go through the process of filling all these in, but if you did, and you went one by one, because it's going to give you validations to try to pick stuff and tell you what to do. When you're all done, I made a copy of one that I already did. So I already did one, all right? And if you already have one, completely filled in, and you can guess the number of points in the final game too as a tiebreaker that we have in here. What happens is, at the bottom, you get all this information, and all you need to grab is this light area in light green here. You just copy this stuff right here, copy it, and you go into your master bracket file that you bought from me, and you go into the all data sheet, and you go to the next available entry, and you just paste it. Do that paste is fine, right? Either paste is going to work, I think. And you just do that with every person's entry. And when you're done with that, whenever the games actually happen and you have results, what's going to happen is all you do is just go to this pivot table and you refresh, and you're going to have everybody's standings and how many points they have and how many points they have available left, all based on your scoring structure that you put over to the left here. However many points per round you want to award, you just put it right here, and it will change that and apply it to everything. And this thing is the easiest thing to use ever, and the pivot table is awesome because you get to track it round by round how everybody's doing, and you get to see who could potentially win. You get to see which teams everybody has. It's absolutely amazing. So that's that's the easiest way to do this, is instead of doing it by hand and killing yourself. So that's the entry bracket, the Google Sheet, which is free. I'm giving this out free to everybody. We don't need the copy of the one I did anymore. We can get rid of this one, because I'm just gonna do just this blank one right here, and everyone can start filling this thing out, and have fun with that. Now, who's gonna win? And what if you want to fill it out automatically? That's where the AI bracket comes into play. The AI bracket is already looking at all these different stats that we keep all year, and basically there's a whole lot that's going on here, and I'll do more videos about this as we go. But basically there's a distribution of different variables that matter, and I have them in the algorithm. This is the college basketball algorithm. They're right here. They're these percentages. So if we take the percentages that we've currently been using and we apply them, and we pick whoever is going to win the play-in games, and we can actually try to figure this out by saying, all right, well, according to our rating system now that we just did, Rutgers has a 55% rating, and Notre Dame has a 65, so Notre Dame would win. This one, Wyoming, has a 69% rating. Indiana, 62. Wyoming wins this game. Okay. Now we go over to the other two. It's the first time I've done this, so we're going to get a final look at what this predicts before any of the more current information. So this will always get updated. Wright State, 56.8 to 58.9. Bryant takes that. And then you've got Texas A&M Corpus Christi is 62%, and Texas Southern is 51%. So the nod goes to Corpus Christi. And once that's done, says Gonzaga wins. We did that last year because it puts them at number 1. Nothing unrealistic. It says, all the number 1s, right? Although it has Murray State somehow winning. What? Is this right? Murray State upsetting Kentucky? Oh my God. That's interesting. And then South Dakota State all the way over here. Oh my goodness. There's some crazy stuff going on in here. South Dakota State. How does that happen? 82%. All right, I don't know about our distributions. We got to work on our distributions because that kind of seems ridiculous. But what will happen is whatever we do here and change this. This is how cool this AI bracket is. So watch what happens. Imagine this was a perfect bracket. This thing that we just did, okay? If we just did this, you'd get a bunch of results, okay, of teams that it said we were going to win. If we make them the actual winners, because you put the actual winners of the games right here. Let's make those the actual winners. Then everything shows up in green. It's a green if it was a correct pick, and red if it's not a correct pick. So you got all picks right. So watch this now. Now we're going to change the distribution to something else. We're going to go, oh, you know what? That negative 15% is wrong. That's why that's wrong. We shouldn't even look at that one. That's bad. Let's go like 25%. Let's go average points per game, 20%. Let's go margin of victory, 10%. Strength of schedule, 10%. And then these ratings, give these guys all 10%. And strength of schedule, maybe 5. I think we need another 10 somewhere. Let's go 30 for points or something. All right, that gets us to 100. Now you go back and see where there's red and green. Red is where now the result of what actually happened, because we just logged the results of whatever simulation we just did. We logged them there. So now things changed and things would be different, meaning the new percentage that we just did favors Memphis over Boise State, but the other one favored Boise State over Memphis. So that's why Memphis winning is red now, because Memphis supposedly doesn't win this game in the actual history of what happened. And when you want to get rid of the history and then reset, just get rid of the history right there. And this is now all red because there are no results yet. Anyway, amazing stuff, guys. So all products, you can go buy them. There, of course, will be updates as everything goes, and certainly as the play-in games are done and this thing finally gets set, and I do any more adjustments to distributions and to any more stats in the algorithm and everything else. So good luck, everybody. This looks like a lot of fun this year. May everyone's picks. But let's get a perfect bracket this year. Let's get the AI bracket to create a perfect bracket. It's like impossible, but if anyone's going to do it, this thing's going to do it. Just got to incorporate health numbers, because I have health numbers hanging out in here, have injury reports and stuff, and this stuff's going to change throughout the thing. So you have to pick the bracket before the game starts. It's tough because you don't know who's going to get injured and stuff. Anyway, all right, good luck, everybody. May all your picks and your tournaments and your kids playing basketball, everybody having a good time, all right, and may all be winning.